Hello guys, welcome or welcome back to the KP show. We are here with the review for the third test between India and England. Case in point, India and England both got 387 in their first innings. In the second innings, Indian bowlers finally delivered and they bowled out England to 192. However, in response, England, in a phenomenal defense of that score, defeated India by a small margin of just 22 runs. So we are here to break down what went on, what transpired in this entire test match, and I think it was a heartbreaking match. I would say for both of us, we were waiting for this final day of Test cricket as if it was a World Cup final. So it gave us disappointment. But yeah, let's start, Pratik. I think we should start with the team selection first. I've been saying this since the last couple of test matches, and I think we are still making the same mistake by picking up way too many all-rounders. I think we do need to go in with four seamers, and I think that was one of the primary reasons why we lost this test match. Of course, there were a lot of instances where that selection that they have done was justified, but I still feel we could have done a lot better. But we'll get to that when we talk about those specific phases of the game. But I just wanted to know your thoughts about what you felt about the playing 11.
See, from the very start, I have been an advocate of playing four proper seamers in the 11. Either you include a Shardul Thakur who can bat a bit, or anyone who can bowl proper, like the fourth seamer. That works for me because Test cricket, as we know, is a game of purists. If you don't have a proper player for a particular role, that may cost you the game at crunch moments.
And I think that's what has happened. I think without any further ado, let's get into the first innings of this game. I think England batted first on slightly overcast conditions, and I think India, because of the lack of that fourth seamer, couldn't exploit that enough. And conceding 387 in the first innings was a debate in itself. And I think from that point on, we were constantly behind the game. We did have our opportunities to claw our way back in, but I think we were behind the eight ball right from the get go.
Yeah,
What
I
did you
mean,
think?
England batted well in day one especially. If you see the first session, I think they started really well. Both the openers were a bit cautious, unusual to their playing style, and I think they solved the danger overs pretty well. I mean, spells from Bumrah and Siraj. Akashdeep didn't look very confident because I think he could not get acquainted with the conditions at Lords, that slope and all those things. I don't think he found it very comfortable. But again, a part timer comes in and there is a concentration lapse and they are suddenly two down. And then again, Pope and Joe Root bat out the entire second session. So I think they batted really well on day one. Then again, I think Harry Brook, I don't, Harry Brook also got out cheaply. I think in the first inning, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So Joe
yeah.
Root, I think he was in his elemental best. I think he was playing his best cricket, and
Stokes
I think this
Stokes
was,
played good
and
hand.
yeah, I think this was his 800, seventh or 800 in Lords. That is quite
Yeah,
a,
he's
I think it's his happy hunting ground, it seems. And
before
again,
this
Ben
test match. I
Stokes
think he
standing
averaged
tall.
over 50.
Yeah.
He averaged over
So,
50 at Lords before this
Stokes,
game. So,
yeah. Ben Stokes again coming good in Lords. And yeah, I think England batted well. Maybe just with Bumrah magic in the start of the second day, just gave away like two or three quick wickets we got. We got
yeah,
Stokes, Wokes, and Root in quick succession. But again, the tail wagged pretty heavily. And I think
yeah,
there was a problem. I think the ball change didn't help India a lot. The second new ball we got, but again we changed the ball for some reason. Like it was just 7 or 8 overs old, and we got three wickets there, and then there was this ball change issue. Not sure what happened there. And also a drop catch from from KL Rahul
till
in the
now.
slips of Jamie Smith at 5. And eventually he went on to score a half century and also bailed England out from a difficult situation, if you say. So, all in
Yeah.
all, I think England batted well. We could have taken our chances that could have minimized total by at least 50 runs, if not more. Yeah, that's pretty much it about the first
There were
innings.
two.
Bumrah again a
There were
fifer.
two. Yeah, phenomenal performance it was from Bumrah, and I think there were 271 for 7 at one point, post which the two partnerships that you talk about, mainly the partnership between Bryden Cars and Jamie Smith. That was where the game just drifted away from India. The eighth wicket fell for 355. After that, even also we considered 32 more runs for the last two wickets. So that speaks volumes about the way we have bowled. We haven't been able to clean up the tail, and that has constantly been a thorn in our side for so long. And again, in this match, also the same thing happened. With the bat, again, we were in a good position. That brain fade movement, I would say, between Pant and KL, KL was so close to his 100. I think that took up two wickets for us there. One that ran out of Pant, and then KL himself lost a bit of concentration, and that actually costed his wicket. Not to blame KL over here, but that's how the events transpired. And I think that that was a bit of how would you put it? There was a bit of lack of awareness, you can say, or just drop in
It
concentration.
was
And those
more.
critical moments,
I'd say if you go back and see the replay, it was Rishabh's call. I think it was an error in judgment more than a, you can say, a brain fade or something. It was more of an error in judgment. And also credit to Ben Stokes. I think uh, one in one motion he picked it up and turns around and then directed on the stumps. I think yeah, everything has to go right
yeah,
for that dismissal, I believe. Then for KL Rahul, I'd say KL Rahul, you can say it was kind of a major concentration lapse. Like Rishabh got out, then I don't know what happened to him. I really don't know because Rishabh Pant, I think he got out before lunch or before tea. I think yeah,
yeah.
before lunch or
If
day three before lunch he got out, and then they came out to bat after lunch, and then this guy KL Rahul gets his 100 after lunch, and then again the next ball he plays a loose shot to the off spinner, and that's an easy catch at first slip for Brook, I think it was. So yeah,
yeah, Harry Brook.
that was a turning point, I believe, for the in the first inning for India.
Yeah. After that, again, Jadeja scored a beautiful 72. Nitish and Washington Sundar got 30 and 23 each. And somehow India clawed their way back to 387. But I think even after that point, when Nitish and Jadeja were batting, at that point India was 325 for 5. So the last 5 wickets, again, what we talked about in the first test match, happened again. We collapsed. We could add up only 62 runs for the last 5 wickets. And yeah, we could only match England's total of 387. And then we went on to the second innings. I think this was also one opportunity where we kind of lost the plot. At least we should have gotten to maybe 430 or 450 even with the kind of position that we were in. But yeah, one wicket leads to two, two leads to three, and then the bunch collapses. That's how we've been
Yeah,
losing games so many times.
that that small passage on either side of lunch break, I think that actually cost us the that collapse. I
Yeah.
believe that
Yeah.
small passage of play.
And I think that also speaks about the beauty of Test cricket. You see how many times India lost the plot, and again, how many times they were in a position of strength to win this Test match. We are talking about India because uh, we are actually favoring India, so we are talking it from that sense. England also have had their phases. The point being, that is the beauty of Test cricket, right? These ebbs and flows. You never completely lose the Test match because of one particular moment. Yes, in the end, it plays a role, but there are so many points where you can recover and punch back also. So really, really love Test cricket, and this was a fantastic game. I think a great advert for the sport.
Yeah. And I think India could have, I think, managed another 30 runs or maybe, yeah, somewhere around the 420 mark with the kind of batting or the batting depth what we played. I think we could have, but sadly that was not the case in the first innings.
Yeah,
Then I think England came out to bat, and in the and at the end of the third day, there was a lot of tussle between the two sides. I think it was more than a banter at that point of time.
yeah. Some of the
And
words which we cannot say here on YouTube, otherwise our channel will get banned. So I think the viewers have already seen all those memes and everything on social media. So I think we have to restrict it to that. But yeah, what do you make of it? See, sledging in particular, from for me, it's okay, but it looks cool only when you're winning. So if it helps you, I think Sanjay Manchakar was also talking about this with respect to Virat Kohli. The angrier Virat got, the more runs he scored, and that helped his game. And with Dhoni, it's quite the opposite. I think he tweeted this, not in the game, but he tweeted this. And with Gill, he needs to find out what his true identity is. And I absolutely echo what Sanjay said. And I think that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, there is nothing wrong with being aggressive. There is nothing wrong with stretching as long as you don't cross a line, which I think still, after all that happened, no lines were crossed at least. That's what I believe. And yeah, the problem with that is after everything he did, Shubman was out for 6 runs in the second innings. So that is where the problem is. If you are saying something, have the courage to back it up with a performance, have the willpower and have the determination, take it to your batting and then give us results. So that is where it could get ugly. I mean, it's very early days for Shubman Gill. It's not a criticism from our side by any stretch of imagination. It's just an observation, and I think this is something that he would also have to figure it out. If it suits his character and if it suits his batting, then of course go ahead, why not? But if it costs him, then he shouldn't. Because yeah, you remember this incident with that happened with Marnus and Smith, right? This sledged him to get out.
they sledged him to
So
get
those
out. Yeah, that
yeah,
was
in
Sydney,
Sydney,
Sydney or Melbourne?
Sydney, Sydney
Sydney, right?
first
Yeah.
innings. And that was a
Yeah.
seaming wicket. He got out to Nathan Lyon of all people. He was looking very comfortable against the seamers. He was looking our best batter, but he couldn't score runs because of these kind of events. I think that is something that he needs to understand, and he's gonna get there. I don't think it should be a talking point and a criticism point for him, at least as of now.
See, for Virat Kohli, aggression comes to him naturally. I think Virat Kohli was like that from the very first game he played. So I don't think for Shubman, I think if he wants to go that way, uh, he has to choose a side, as Mr. Manjrekar said. He has to choose a side. You can't be caught between your thoughts. That okay, I want to be aggressive. Then when someone comes back at me, I can't go into the shell. That can't
Yeah,
happen because for Virat, that was the best part. I think there was a one incident that Ravi Ashwin quoted from 2018 South Africa tour, and Virat was at the peak of his powers, and Rabada, and Rabada was bowling fast, and Virat kept on sledging him, and it pushed Rabada more and more, and Virat went on to score 153, I think, in that game, the second Test match
yeah,
at Durban. Durban, yeah, it was Durban, I think. Durban or Cape Town, somewhere. Though we
yeah,
lost the game, I think that was one of the finest knocks from Virat.
yeah.
So, yeah. So, Virat Kohli, I think the more you sledge him, the better he comes on. At least
You
that
left
was
out
his
the
case.
comedic. You left out the comedic part of that segment that happened that day. Ashwin was talking about how Rabada was going at him with the ball, and Ashwin was like, "Bro, why are you sledging him? He's gonna hit back at me." So that kind of thing happened. Like, so,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah. I think that's that about the sledging part, and I think it's good to have some fun and banter. I think something happened even on day 5 of the game between Jadeja and I think it was Cars. Yeah, it was Brighton Cars. Of course, it was nobody's fault there. It wasn't sledging; it just crashed onto the bowler when he was looking for that second run. But yeah, so let's move on to the England's batting part. I think Washington Sundar he picked up 4 wickets, but as soon as he started picking up those wickets, so first I think Joe Root's dismissal was, I don't know how I would put it. It was quite funny, to be very honest. What kind of shot that was from Joe Root, only he knows. He missed a straight full ball and got uprooted his stumps.
I think before that we should talk about Harry Brook. I think Harry Brook looked so good.
He got out
I
on a
think
full toss to
he-
Akash Singh. He was trying to
yeah,
sweep him.
yeah,
I don't know what he was trying to do there.
that was a complete brain fade moment, or I don't know. Was it a brain fade moment or was it a moment of overconfidence or arrogance?
You can,
I'm not sure what was the plan there because I think India was clearly lacking the plot how to get these batters out, as both of them looked comfortable. Joe Root was playing his natural game, and so was Harry Brook, scoring quick runs. And he got 4 boundaries in last 6 or 7 balls, and then he does this. And it was just at the stroke of lunch. And I don't know what was the case there that time. Then
yeah,
Harry Brook got bowled. Then again Stokes and Root held the fort for quite some time, like almost like one session there till very close to tea. I think both of them batted till that point. And then again, I think Washington Sundar set him up beautifully because there was no one back to protect the boundary on the leg side. There was a short leg and a short fine leg, and there was no one back square to stop the boundary. And that little bit of drift of the wicket, I think that helped. That helped a lot. Not much
yeah.
turn. It went with the line as it went
It held the
with
line.
the
It
line.
held its line, and yeah,
Yeah, and it crashed onto the stumps. He missed a straight one and got bowled. And same thing happened with
yeah,
Jamie Smith as well. They
yeah,
means Jamie Smith looked so comfortable in this series. I think it was very uncharacteristic of him as well. He was trying to defend the ball and he got out.
yeah,
So and then after tea, Ben Stokes again missed a straight one, almost a full toss. He made a complete mess out of it. Got bowled,
yeah,
and these three dismissals, I think they cut down the target by at least 70 runs, if not more.
yeah,
30 runs each for from these three batters, and I think it was game over for India in the fourth day itself if that would have happened, because the ball was doing
yeah,
all kinds of stuff off the wicket.
yeah, yeah.
Then I think
And I think
Bumrah and
Bumrah and
Co did
Sundar
pretty well to
himself
close
backed
off
up.
the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
close off the game for
I think I think
England.
we also should talk about Siraj, the way he bowled with the new ball in this particular innings. I think he finally looked in his element the way Siraj actually bowled in 2021. So he could see shades of him. Of course, he wasted one review and took a brilliant review after that. But there were two sides of the coin that happened there. But I think Siraj should be credited for the way he bowled. Finally, he's looking good. I hope he just carries on this momentum into the upcoming games. And the next one is in Manchester. So that those are going to be quite difficult conditions, I would say, with respect to batting. I think because they are generally overcast, they might give a flat pitch and try to neutralize that a bit, but still, I think the conditions would be similar to Lords. So I think Siraj is going to play a big part, and he needs to play a big part if India needs an opportunity to fight back into this Test series.
Yeah, I think Siraj bowled really well on day four. Got the first two wickets, Ben Duckett, and then I think Olipop got LBW. Yeah. So that review thing, what are your thoughts on the umpiring this game or this series in whole?
I
The
don't
on-field
want to
umpiring.
be I don't want to be an accuser or something, but I've seen so many wrong decisions go against India. And thank God that we have the review system in place. We have been able to reverse a lot of them. If I mean, I just noticed this. See, because we have the review system and decisions get overturned, we tend to overlook at the dismissals that were wrongly adjudged. Yes, there have been some in against England as well, but more against India. I don't know what is happening. There are plenty.
Yeah, I mean, today as well. Oh, sorry, on the day four as well. These in between these two dismissals, the first one where he gave not out. Uh, who was it? Was it Zach Crowley? Yeah, Zach Crowley. That one, and then
Yeah,
one of Joe Root. I think
yeah.
Joe Root, the umpire's call, he survived, and I think that was pretty close, very very close,
Even today
because
on
he's
day
moving
five.
across. Because this
Yeah,
is a tendency with Joe Root, he moves across. Both him and Steve Smith both have this tendency. As they move across, they become a very big candidate for the LBW.
yeah.
So I don't know how he gave it a not out. Paul Rifle there, I think, was the umpire, and it was
And
just
today
a
also he
marginal
made a
call.
mistake. I think it was Paul Rifle himself today as well. When Jadeja was adjudged
No,
as
that
out,
was the
but he
other
was not
umpire.
out.
That was the other umpire.
Yeah, whoever it is, uh, it's about umpiring, right? And he made another mistake today. The game would have been over had India had no reviews left, or there were no DRS system at all, right? I think a lot of decisions are going against us. I don't know if ICC is looking into it or somebody. There has to be certain accountability with respect to the umpires as well. I'm sure they might have had their all protocols uh, where they review umpires, and of course that's how they do have it. That's why they get into the elite umpire list and all that stuff. But yeah, so many wrong decisions going against India. Thank God that we have the DRS system and we are able to compete. But yeah, anything you want to add on to that? I had one point that I wanted to make with respect to the bowling.
India's bowling.
Yeah, with respect to umpiring, do you want to add anything?
No, nothing.
No. So with respect to India's bowling, so the dismissals that Sundar got and the dismissal that Bumrah got, the last two, of course, in the first innings also he got a lot of bowls. But talking about the last part of the second innings, so many batsmen were dismissed bowled. That was a clear indication that the bowlers had to target the stumps. From there itself, we were confirmed that it's more advisable to target the stumps, and that's what we saw happen in the India's last innings as well. There were a lot of LBWs and bowls. The first, apart from Yashasvi, the first 5 wickets were LBW or bowl. So So that's how the game changed. The ball kept low. And at one point when Siraj was batting, he was comfortably defending because he knew that the ball wouldn't bounce at all. The ball had gone soft. And yeah, so that's that. And I think we should segue into the final innings and the final day of the play. I think before going into the final day of the play, we have to talk about last night, the 4 wickets that went down for India. Bryden Cars was absolutely lethal. He took the wickets of Karun Nair and Shubman Gill, and then Stokes just cleaned up Akashdeep to close off the day. Before that, Jaiswal played a poor shot, and yeah, what do you make of it?
I mean, Jaiswal, I can't. I don't understand what happened to him. I mean, first innings, maybe you can say he got a very good ball, which just held its line and just moved out. Little bit of movement of the wicket and he got the edge. Second innings, nothing required. You have to just see of the day, like 1 hour of 1.5 hours of play left, and you know that not a lot of runs you have to get. And Archer coming in, I think I don't understand his dismissal. I don't understand the shot. And Kumar Sangakkara was on air during that phase of the game. And in the first over from Vokes, I think was a maiden to Jaiswal, and he called it itself that he's looking a bit jittery, Jaiswal, and to he may go for a rash shot, and that's what happened. The next over, once he gets on strike to uh, Jofra Archer, he goes for a big shot, big out over mid wicket, and it just spoons up into the air and a easy catch for Jamie Smith. I don't know what happened. I think from more than a short selection, short select an error. I think it is more of a game awareness error from Jaiswal in this case. And again, after that, I think England bowled pretty badly, especially Geoffrey Archer. He was not able to find the length from the nursery end uh, because I don't think he was bowling it quite on the stumps. He was bowling it too full and wide, and KL Rahul and Karun are both, I think, catched on 5 or 6 boundaries the hit of him. And till the last 20-25 minutes, it was looking like India's day. Just they have to see it out. And then comes in Bryden Cars. And again, Karun Nair. I mean, what was that? Such an error in judgment. You know that some one odd ball will come in. Like what happened with what happened to India with Boland. We all knew that one ball will come in. From the same length, one ball will come in. And
Yeah.
that's what he left us pretty. He, he left an incoming ball and got trapped in front. And after that, I think Shubman Gill came out to bat. Shubman Gill didn't
Yeah.
look in his element. The sledging part and all those things, it didn't look very comfortable at the time when he came in. Maybe they could have sent in the night watchman at that point itself. Maybe like 20 minutes of play was left, I believe. But they chose to send out Gill in that place. Maybe he wasn't mentally ready to bat at that point of the day. But he was missing full tosses and he missed a straight one, I believe. And again, the
Yeah.
trigger movement which helped him so much in the first two test matches. This innings, again the pad comes across
I
and it
think
costed
it
him a
also
wicket.
has to do. I think it also has to do with the ball moving. In the first two test matches, there was not a lot of movement, and that is why he could get away with that. But in this test match particularly, there was decent bit of seam movement, and I think that is what is causing the problem. And I think with respect to technique, he has to correct it just that bit. I mean, look, it's easy for us to say, right? It's not that easy to correct it, but he has to find out a way. Otherwise, he'll be
He
found out
corrected
because
it.
see, we know the incoming delivery is a problem for him. Uh, on seaming wickets, he still hasn't found out a way. I believe.
No, if you see the first innings in Birmingham, the first day it was doing something on the surface. From second day onwards, it was quite flat. First day, he took his time. They tried a lot of in
Yeah,
Simmons
yeah,
for
they tested
him,
him a lot. They
but
tested him a lot.
they tested him a lot. But he played it really well because at that point his trigger movement was pretty good. He changed his trigger movement. The feet doesn't come across. But at this phase of the game, even the first innings, he looked comfortable. He got just let feather of an edge and he got out. 2 walks. But this innings, from the very start, he didn't look comfortable. Not sure what was the case there, but he didn't look comfortable. And he again went back to his old trigger movement, where the pad comes across.
Yeah. And that costed him his wicket. After that, India lost the night watchman. Also, Akashdeep, I think he fell to a beautiful delivery from Stokes. Stokes was ramping up, and yeah, he was quite phenomenal. And on day five, also, he was teaming in. He bowled what 10, 11 overs on that trot. He kept on bowling one after the other. I think it's going to take a toll of him. And if not in the upcoming two test matches, it's going to take a toll on him that he will miss one or two test matches in the Ashes. Or it's going to impact his performance, that's for sure. Because it's not healthy to keep on bowling. We all saw what happened to Bumrah. Although Bumrah's action compared to Stokes is a lot more dangerous when it comes to injuries, and it's a lot more injury prone, but it's not easy. It's not easy for Stokes also.
Yeah, I think we will come to that. I think we should go. What
Phase by phase, yeah.
the night watchman thing. I think the night watchman decision was played out well in favor of India. I'd say that Rishabh Pant didn't have to bat. So people may criticize KL Rahul that he gave the strike to Akashdeep,
Akashdeep.
but I think it didn't matter at the end of the day if you see. Just that
You
on the
know,
wickets column, I think, yeah, you can say that it should not have been 58 for 4. But yeah, but he did what he was sent out to do.
see, exactly. He did what he was sent out to do. He was out there to protect the batter, and that's what he did. Yes, KL gave strike to him, which you can criticize. I mean, it's a fair point. But from my side, what I thought was he protected KL. Had it not been for him, maybe we would have lost KL Rahul. That also could have happened, right? We never know. And of course, the next day, KL couldn't add too many to his overnight total, and it didn't matter in the end that he survived, but he survived and he gave us hope, right? Going into day five. I think that's what was more important uh, than saving Akashdeep yesterday. So I'm looking at it from that aspect. But yeah, whatever happened, happened on day four. Let's move on to day five. I think it was an inspired decision by Ben Stokes to start with himself and Jofra, considering how well Karth was bowling the previous night and Jofra was struggling. But I looked at his post match interview. He told it was just a gut feeling that Joff might come good. 6 years to the date when they won the World Cup, and Joff was good in that. And I think his faith paid off. Jofra was phenomenal. He gave them those two vital breakthroughs uh, and uh, and cracked the game open.
Yeah, I think from the first ball, I think Jofra looked very sharp. And the dismissal of Rishabh Pant, I think this off-stump cartwheeling is a sight to watch as a fast bowling fan. And then after that, I think the dismissal of KL Rahul, that ball was a beauty of a thing because he was bowling he was bowling down the hill. That means the ball will
High
pitch for the
Stokes.
right-hander and it will go away. But the ball jacked back a mile from the same spot. And that was a beauty of a ball, brute of a ball from Ben Stokes. Again, it's a very strange thing that the umpire gave it not out. It was pretty low, and I don't know what happened. Again, I think it was Paul Rifle at that point, but that went in, you can say, in favor of India, that he gave it not out. Had it not for the DRS, then maybe result could have been a different thing. So,
Yeah.
and after that, Washington Sundar, I think that pumped up Jofra Archer a lot, the Rishabh Pant wicket. And he comes around the wicket, darts in a quick one, and the ball takes the leading edge and a beautiful catch from Jofra Archer as well. So I think at that point you can say the game was pretty much done and dusted. 81 for 7, another
82 for 7.
111 runs. Yeah, 111 runs to get with 3 wickets in hand. I think we the game had its say, I believe.
I think from that point onwards, you cannot blame anybody. I mean, I'm seeing people criticizing Nitish Reddy and Jadeja. Jadeja, I don't know why people are criticizing. I think he played a phenomenal knock. He was there till the end. He tried his best. I mean, your criticism is that he should have tried to hit earlier. Bro, he could have tried to hit earlier, but what if he had gotten out? He was just playing his percentage cricket. He was playing what was natural to him. Maybe if there was a Ben Stokes in Jadeja's position, he would have tried to hit out because that's what naturally comes to him, right? Ben Stokes is comfortable in doing that. But Jadeja, he's comfortable in playing proper test cricket. He is comfortable in spending time at the crease and he was looking comfortable. I don't think anybody troubled him. Yes, there was one ball that he almost nicked off of Ben Stokes, and then the one which was given out, but then it was changed because it struck him outside off. There were two balls that troubled him. Apart from that, he was rock solid and he was doing his job, man. I don't think anybody should criticize him. Coming to Nitish Reddy, you can say he didn't contribute and such, but you have to be honest also with the kind of conditions that turned out to be eventually at that point. It was not easy. And you have, if anybody needs to be criticized, it's your top order and your middle order, not Jadeja and Nitish Reddy.
Yeah. To start off with Nitish Reddy, I think Nitish Reddy was looking good. I thought that okay, maybe they could stitch a long partnership here because the ball had stopped doing its bit after the first 15 overs of the day. First hour of the play, I think ball was not doing anything much of the surface. It looked pretty flat, not much movement. And England also was not bowling that much into on the line of the wickets. They were going slightly wider lines. So I think they batted well. I think Chris Wokes, he got a good delivery. I think Nitish Reddy, the one which he has finally on the stroke of lunch. Maybe if he played that one out, we never know that the decision could have been the result could have been different. Nitish Reddy tried to guide one down to third man, but he got unmatched on that delivery, I believe. All in
Yeah,
all, I think Nitish Reddy batted well. He batted like 54 balls, I think, and coming in at number 9, which is not his natural position, he played well. And to talk about Jadeja, people are drawing comparisons from Stokes Headingley 2019 to this knock. See, what you said that is perfectly put. Ben Stokes, that uh, no, that attitude or that attacking mindset comes to him naturally. He has been like that from the very start. He like hitting sixes of on one knee and all those things. But Jadeja is not is a different breed of a player. You don't expect everyone to be the same thing. Also, another thing that everyone should take into account that was a day 3 or day 4 wicket, first hour of day 4 in Headingley, which is not that much of a bowling friendly wicket. If you see all the great batsmen from England mostly comes from Yorkshire, and Yorkshire counties home ground is Headingley. Joe Root, Johnny Bairstow, Harry Brook, all these players are from Headingley. Their home ground is Headingley, Leeds. And it is a good batting wicket. And again, Lords with the slope and all these things, it is one of the most difficult wickets to bat in England. And that too on a day five wicket when your team is like 8 down with 19, almost 90 runs to get, 81 runs to get. I think Jadeja is not the one to be blamed. I think it's like comparing apples
absolutely.
to oranges. He should not
Absolutely.
do that. Should not
Absolutely.
do that.
And
And Jadeja played his part really well. If you see, as you said, the
yeah,
percentage shots, I think he was calculating it really well. Fourth or fifth ball, you should take a single. Because there was, we were like, what, 20 runs at the end shot? If you
yeah,
played out for another 10 overs, we could have won it. Maybe another 5 overs, we could have won it.
yeah, absolutely. I think we were very close in winning the game. It was just that unfortunate incident that happened. See, Bumrah, I won't criticize, okay? If you have to make a point, you would say, why did he play that pull shot? There was no need for him to do that. See, you lost the game by that point. After that, whatever happened to us was bonus. More so, uh, we must praise Bumrah and Siraj for holding their ends for as long as they did. I think that's fair to them.
Yeah,
And what?
Bumrah and Siraj played 84 balls in total. 54 by Bumrah and
Yeah,
30 by Siraj. That is a huge task given it is a day 5 wicket at Lords.
yeah, absolutely. And this point is what I would say about both of them. That guys, please show the same grit in every innings if possible. Because the first innings, again, it wasn't good. You cannot see. I'm not saying score 30, 40 runs every day. It's not possible. There is a reason why they are tailenders. But what I would like to see more from them is this kind of innings. Hang around for 20, 30 balls. That's it. Nothing else. That will be enough. So that is something that has been missing so far. Uh, in general, you would say. There have been occasions where our tail has won us games also. Like Lords, when Shami and Bumrah shifts that partnership, right? So there have been these instances, and they're perfectly capable of holding the end. Just that if they do it more often, then they will get a good reputation like that of a Nathan Lyon. I wouldn't say Pat Cummins because Pat Cummins is proper all rounder. Maybe you can say Mitch Stark and Josh Hazelwood. So they have a good reputation that these guys can hold the crease for a while. And I think our batters, our tailenders are also capable of doing that. And I think they should have this kind of determination more often, and that will be helpful. But yeah, I think nothing but praise for them. and for Jadeja. Also, with respect to that part, see, Ben Stokes' Headingley was different. As you already mentioned, conditions was different, everything was different. But even then, Ben Stokes survived two very close calls. There was one LBW where he was already out, but they didn't have the DRS. And then on the other side, there was a run out that they missed, Nathan Lyon missed, of Jack Leach. So
Jack
these kind
Leach.
of events happened. These kind of events happened that helped them go on to the winning side. It's just that it didn't happen with us in this innings. Jadeja was equally good. Like I said, if Jadeja was kind of struggling, if he was missing two balls, one ball was going up, one ball was down, had there been such instances, then the criticism would have been still valid that, okay, there is no way you can survive on this pitch, so might as well try to hit out. But that wasn't the case. Jadeja was looking extremely comfortable. It was looking like he was batting on day one sideways, like on any wicket, and a lot of the singles that he hit, but he couldn't take them because there was nobody to support him from the other end. So I think it's absolutely illogical and disrespectful, I would say, even to criticize Jadeja for this innings. In fact, we should praise him because Jadeja, as good as a player he is, he doesn't know how to bat with the tape. There was this question on him, and I agree with it. If you look at so many innings back down, he was giving strike to Siraj, he was giving strike to Bumrah. It happened on so many occasions earlier, but in this game, he made sure that they get to face as many low balls as possible. He consumed maximum deliveries. So it's in fact it's an improvement by Jadeja, and we should praise him for that rather than criticizing him.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think he batted really well with the tail and showed a lot of game sense in this series. I
Yeah,
think he averages over 100. Yeah, 109 he
phenomenal.
averages this series. That is
Yeah,
out of the world. For and he has scored runs as well, not that he's only not out. 327 at 109, I think, across six innings. I think it's too good to be a number six batter. I think here India
450 in a row.
today maybe they missed a plot here. Maybe uh, could have sent Jadeja instead of Rishabh Pant to start off the day because Jadeja has looked rock solid in last two Test matches. I don't think anyone has looked that solid as against the old ball as Jadeja. I think, and England also didn't. England still don't know how to get him out. They tried. They threw everything on him, but he managed to survive.
Lot of praise should go to him. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's
and
that.
if that would have happened, maybe England could not have attacked him that because uh, they always this thing could have played on their mind that on such a short target there is a Rishabh Pant to come in. So how do we kill off the
Yeah,
game?
yeah, absolutely. They would have had to go for over-attacking options, and then that would have given a game for India to crack open the test match. Who knows? But it's all ifs and buts, and I think, yeah, that's how retro reviews go on. But yeah, I think we've talked enough about India. We also should be neutral and talk about England. Ben Stokes, what a champion. He was the man of the match in this game. His fourth man of the match at Lords, the most by any player in this venue, shows that he's the true Lord. And phenomenal bowling effort. Like I mentioned earlier, he almost, I would say, risked Ashes and the two upcoming test matches to win this test match. He gave it his all. He was hitting those 140 mark pretty consistently, and he bowled so many overs on the trot. It was quite delightful to watch. At the same time, it was painful because India was on a low point at that time. But yeah, how do you see Ben Stokes, the champion, coming out of this test match?
Yeah, Ben Stokes, I think Lords. I think he's the true Lord. 2015 Ashes, I think it was the first time I saw Ben Stokes bat, and he got 100 in Lords. Or was it? No, no. 2015, I think, is against New Zealand. It was his debut series or it's his second series as a test batter for England. And he got a brilliant 100 in Lords. I mean, New Zealand mostly. Then Again in 2019, I think the World Cup final, he won it for them at Lords again. Then 2023 and that game against Australia when everyone was out and he was very close to recreate the Headingley thing. Scored some 10 or 9 or 10 sixes on the last wicket and finally got out. And Australia, I think, won by 36, 37 runs only. And that was a huge target, mind you. 370 or something they were chasing England, and they lost out to Australia. And again today, I think he just leads by example. He is the man for big moments, I believe. And he has that knack of doing producing things out of he producing miracles out of nothing. If you see, he has that showman kind of a thing. Every time you see, every time you
He
think that
makes
they
things
are
happen.
over and out, over and out, when Stokes steps in and creates some magical moment for them.
Yeah, he makes things happen. So I think
Yeah,
I heard this in commentary and I stuck with it. Absolutely, he makes things happen.
yeah, and for the time when I was watching the game, and when Ben Stokes came out to bowl after lunch, a long time he was not there. Means the other bowlers were bowling, and Bumrah was looking very comfortable. I told my roomie that okay, this guy is there, and in next 2 or 3 overs, he's going to get a wicket. He's the man with the golden hour. And that's what happened. He got the wicket, and he troubled Bumrah a lot as well. Till then, Bumrah was kind of looking comfortable on the crease,
Yeah.
but once
He
Stokes came
tempted.
in, he tempted Bumrah, yeah, and he got the wicket.
Yeah, there were two hook shots where the ball just passed his side. Bumrah would have gotten out way earlier had one of those stuck, but yeah, three is the charm, as they say, and the third time Bumrah went for that shot, he got out. But yeah, I think that's that. Also, it was a very anticlimactic ending to this test match with Shoaib Bashir getting Siraj bowled out. Siraj played a beautiful defense. He kept the ball out, but then it trickled down onto the stumps, and he just missed where the ball went. Otherwise, he could have saved the wicket, but unfortunately, the bail, just one bail fell off, and he was out. And that's how the test match ended. A bit about Bashir. He picked up, I think, two wickets in this test match. Let me see if I'm wrong or right. I think he picked up only two. Uh,
Yeah, KL Rahul in the first inning and the,
and
Siraj in the
yeah,
second inning because he didn't bowl
how
much because of his injury, and also he's
yeah,
ruled out for the remainder of the series. Official
right.
confirmation.
So two wickets and how crucial they are. Look at that. First, KL Rahul was looking beautiful, just got his 100. He got him out. Dismissed the biggest threat at that point for England. And in the second innings, he took the match deciding wicket of Siraj. And mind you, at that point, England was struggling to get his wicket because Mr. DSP was batting so well and he kept every ball out. And as we already mentioned, five more overs and it might have been India's game because they were just two hits away. Two hits away. Just five, six, maybe you can say 10 more runs, and then England would have been dead after that. Because Jadeja would have definitely gone for hitting the boundaries after that, right? And it could have been game over for England. But yeah, again, tells you and it shows you the beauty of Test cricket, how each and every player makes certain contribution to the final outcome of the game. There is nobody who's left out. So, so yeah, that's that. Anything else you want to talk about in this Test match?
I think again the team selection part. I think we need to do a deep dive there. I don't know whether this three all-rounders approach is helping or not helping the team. Maybe this match, if you see the statistics, you can say that yeah, it helped us because Washington picked up 4 wickets, scored 20 odd runs. Nitish Reddy picked up 3 wickets and scored some all 40 45 runs across both innings. But again, is it helping the team in the grand picture? Also, we need to reconsider the number 3 position because Karun Nair again, he failed. And entire series, I think he has been, I won't call it abysmal, but it has been disappointing for him because he
There's been
was
a
making
series of
comeback after
starts,
long.
but no big ones.
Yeah, and I don't know whether because if the result has not gone in favor of India, I'm not very sure that how they are going to cope up with that number three position.
Yeah, yeah.
So
There are a lot of questions,
and
and we don't know the status of
and
Bumrah.
yeah, that is. I think he will is going to play because the next test match is on 23, like 7 day. Sorry, 9 days from now. So he has to play in Old Trafford because it's of no point if they bench Bumrah in Old Trafford. Oval, you will get a flat road. That is for sure because there is no way. Oval, anyways, is a good batting wicket. One of the finest in England after Edgbaston and Nottingham. Oval is one of the best batting wickets. Nottingham,
Yeah,
earlier it was not a good batting wicket, but since I think 2018 or 2019, since the Bazball era, they changed it completely. The
yeah.
Nottingham, but Edgbaston and Oval are traditionally very good batting wickets in England.
England.
So, I'm not sure that Bumrah will miss. He's most likely going to play the next game. But this Karun Nair thing, I think everyone means as cricket fans or neutral cricket fans will feel sad for him uh, with the kind of performances that he has put on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we should still give him that extra run of maybe 1, 2 games. And I would say give him this entire series and then take a call on him. Because once he's out of the team, he's not coming back. Let's be honest. I mean, there's no way he's coming back once he's dismissed. After that, it will be new people. So I think we should give him the chance. And I think there should not be a case where somebody would point out and say, hey, you didn't give him enough chances. I think we should ride him through and see what happens. But again,
See,
this also
see,
depends on the team selection. This also depends on the team selection. See, if you want to stick with three all-rounders, then one of them has to be considered as a pure batter. Be it Nitish Reddy, be it Jadeja, right? Or be it Sundar, whatever it is. One of them has to be considered as a
the
pure
main
batter and
thing
has to bat
is
in top six. Yeah,
the main thing is we are still not sure who the fourth bowler is. Like today, if you see Ben Stokes bowled some almost close to 30 overs, if not more,
20,
almost 25. I think I remember. I don't know the final figure, how many he bowled,
24.
but
He
uh,
bowled 24,
yeah,
24 and
24
20.
overs he bowled. Yeah, so that means 44 overs for the game as the fourth seamer. You see, that's quite a lot. But with the
Yeah.
contrast, if you see, Nitish Reddy doesn't bowl that many. Okay, maybe
Hmm.
he's not as good a
He's
bowler
bowled
as
half.
we think he is. Then
He's bowled 22
Jadeja
overs,
or
half of
Sundar,
them.
yeah, Sundar and Jadeja both are not bowling that much. So I don't see the point of playing so many all-rounders. Instead, you can uh, have a purist there, which may
Absolutely.
help you in the bowling department, I believe. The I mean, in England, you can go for four seamers, four proper seamers. The batting is doing its bit. Okay, today they faltered, you can say. Maybe some shots, some situational awareness from few top order players that could have helped. But
And
the
that's the
batting has
point.
done its
That's
bit
the
in the
point.
first.
And that's the point. Why did you have these all-rounders, so many all-rounders? Because they would help in your batting. Clearly, they're not for bowling. That has been established because you're not using them for bowling anyways. So they're there for the batting. Did it help? It didn't, right? So what's the point? With batting depth till eight, right? Yeah, till eight, you still couldn't get the job done, scoring 193. So that tells you that having batting depth is not making sense here. It does in T20 cricket, it does in 50 over cricket, but here it's not generating enough value for you. So it's high time that you consider one of Nitish Reddy or Jadeja or Sundar as a proper batsman. Make him bat in the top five, or push Pant and everyone above, make him bat at six. Six and seven, two all rounders, that's enough. And then four proper seamers. You have to go in that direction for sure.
Yeah, that's my thought as well. I think that should be the case. And also, there is not very sure what happened to Rishabh Pant with the injury, finger injury. I hope he is back in the next test match as well, fully fit, because that is another point of concern because we considered some 24, 36 runs in buys across two innings, and most of them were of Dhruv Jurel. So, like 30 out of
But
36, you can say for Dhruv Jurel.
see,
So,
some of them you cannot blame him because they were
yeah,
going
yeah,
above his
that is
head
for
and
sure.
all that. So,
That is for sure. But still, I think that you can bring those numbers in when discussing the result of the game, eventual result. Could have been
yeah, and
little
then
better, little more clinical.
uh,
He kept
yeah,
brilliantly. I think to the spinners, he kept brilliantly. Dhruv Jurel, the wicket of Olipop in the first innings, if you remember, that was one hell of a catch. And I think another wicket keeping to a seamer he got. Brilliant catch, brilliant take he got on keeping on the up on the stumps. He got a very good catch there as well. I think he was good with
I
the
just
catching part, but he let go a lot of runs in
I just
byes.
wanted India to win this test match so that we could say, rub some salt into their wounds, like we did with Australia when Saha was keeping, but Pant was batting, and and the Aussie, it was so satisfying to see the Aussie belt down. I think this was back in 2021 series. So similar thing would have happened had we won this test match with Jurel keeping and Pant batting. Would have been very satisfying. But yeah, that wasn't the
Yeah,
case. Anticlimactic finish it is. But what a great test match and what a great advert for test cricket. I think that's all I have about this game. Unless you have anything, we're good to close the video.
yeah. I think we are good to close.
Cool. Cool then. The next one is in Manchester. We'll try to do a preview because we have a lot of gap from now on till then. But I think it all depends on when we get the information on what kind of pitch we are going to play at. Otherwise, whatever preview that we do is going to be meaningless unless we know the surface because conditions matter a lot in cricket. And if the pitch is different, whatever history, whatever stats you bring up are meaningless. But that's what happened with our Sydney test, if you remember. Because earlier days, Sydney used to be spinner friendly. But the last two, three occasions after they really had the Sydney wicket, made it seamer friendly, it was quite different, right? So depends. So we'll wait for the pitch and everything, and then we'll come with the preview. If it's on the previous day, if the pitch and everything are announced on the same day, then it's difficult for us to do. But yeah, we'll let you know. We'll see you in the next one. Up until then, ciao.